So now the clock continues to turn. And you got the countdown to a championship. Down to 12 seconds. People in the stands are chanting. Minnesota knows the time has run out. Tarkenton turns to go off the field. It's all over. And listen to this, ladies and gentlemen. Time has run out. The Steelers are the Super Bowl champions of 1975. The 74 season capped off with this great victory and the World Championship.
This is Myron Cope with the Super Bowl Dressing Room Report, brought to you on WTAE by Stop and Go Food Stores. Open early, open late, convenience you appreciate. You betcha I'm down here in the dressing room with the new Super Bowl champs, the champs of the National Football League. I've got Gordon Gravelle here first, who went up against Carl Taylor today. You guys punched them silly down there in the trenches, did you not, Gordy? When did you feel they were getting soft? Was it early in the third quarter there? You'd punished them, and it looked to me like they were starting to bend and go soft.
Yes, that's very true, Myron. It looked like, as we were driving down for that one touchdown drive, that things started to fall our way. They started to get a little punchy, and then we just kept taking it in. The one frustrating thing all day was the fact that we had so many miscues, so many penalties, interceptions, fumbles. It was a frustrating day out there, and because of that, we were, I think it might have been we were so tight or wired or too much overconfidence. I'm not sure, but it took a while for us to get going.
Well, my goodness, you guys are used to playing with penalties.
That's true. You know, I think we set a National Football League record of 980 yards, and in the last two games of the regular season, we were shooting for 1,000, but we didn't make it.
You just missed it. You came close. What the heck? Now, Franco Harris, broke Larry Zonka's rushing record for the Super Bowl. Did you guys know it down the stretch that he had a shot at the record? Was there any chatter about that?
No idea. No idea. I came in here, and this guy just came and told me he had 158 yards, I believe, and I was surprised as anybody.
What do you think of L.C. Greenwood? I imagine you must have been admiring him from the sideline. Blocked 3 passes.
LC is just phenomenal. I've been, he's right next to me in the locker room. We're kind of locker buddies, and I've been just cheering him on all year. And I just love to see LC go in there. He's the most underrated football player when it comes to recognition, because you got there and LC looks like a forward on the Milwaukee Bucks or something like that. He's 6'6". 230, it's stripping wet, and the man's just unbelievable. He covers the flats, he's knocking down balls, he's running all over the place. If he didn't get the MVP, then I think it's a shame.
Hey, Gordon Gravelle, congratulations. Yeah, we're moving along here in the dressing room. JD, come here. Here's Larry Brown, who caught the touchdown pass that knocked it up, the short toss from Terry Bradshaw. Larry, I was peeking through an opening in a press box on my way downstairs and just caught a glimpse of the play. What was it anyhow? What did you run on that play?
That was a play-action pass, which gave Bradshaw an option to either run the ball or pass to either me or to pass to Rocky Blauer. It was a play that put pressure on the corner and the linebacker. The linebacker has to either take Terry, and the corner takes Blauer or me, which, as a result, he left me open, and as a result, we got a touchdown for it.
He went for the rock, and you got the touchdown, and it must have been sweet indeed. You're a guy who was taking a few raps earlier in the year for dropping the football, but you came on down the stretch and made key catches right along in those big games, and I guess it's particularly sweet. And did you think it would end this way? Did you have any hope, or were you very discouraged in the earlier part of the season?
Well, I maintain optimism. I thought that things had worked themselves out. I'd do my best to work them out, and I'd hope that they'd come along too.
Okay, thanks so much, and congratulations, and don't spend the money all at once, Larry Brown. Tackle Charlie Davis, will you sing me a happiness song? He's a pro singer in Texas in the off-season. Sing me a happiness song.
Myron, I am so ecstatic and totally elated over victory. I can hardly hum. I can barely even talk at all. I am just so up. Hey, it's something else. It's hard for me to believe that I'm really here, that I'm really just on the world champion team. It's like it's been a long road for me. This is the first winning team I've ever been on. This is the first bowl game of any significance that I've ever been in, and I'm just so happy to be a part of the team. That I can just hardly speak. exasperated, you know. That's the only word I can use for it, you know.
Well, if you can hardly speak, then I won't ask you to sing me a happiness song, but congratulations, Charlie. Come here, Arrowhead and Jack Ham here. My goodness, Ernie Holmes, you played a game, you stood up there, they try their run, they run into you, boom, bam. Nobody's going nowhere. Hold them to 17, 18, 19 yards, not rushing. Did you ever think this was going to happen in this dramatic, decisive a fashion?
No, I didn't, Myron. You say 18 yards?
That's they go.
Oh, I thought they gained 11. I didn't know they gained.
Well, they let that guy through. Who was it? Was it Osborne? One time he picked up 11 yards on that.
I was counting yardage on the field. I didn't know they gained 18. They probably gained 18.
Were you making tackles while carrying an adding machine in one hand?
Well, I was carrying the yardage, trying to keep up with them.
My goodness. Were these guys in a class with Oakland?
There was more. Every line was quicker, and it was much more rolling out. And containing talking was our biggest job today. It was an exciting game all the way up to the end there.
I'll tell you, it sure was. And Fats, thanks so much. Before I go to the commercial, Lou, hold on. We're doing a Super Bowl show here. I've got Jack Hammer. I don't want to lose him. Jack, my goodness, did everything unfold just the way you guys figured with the quarterback Tarkenton rolling off to his right? What are you bugging me about, Fats?
Are you through? I'm gonna go.
Yeah, I'm through. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I didn't mean that. Tarkenton rolling to the right. You guys apparently had it figured out pretty good the way LC was playing basketball with him.
Well, I think that's probably the biggest key. Their strength is rolling out to their right side, which is our left, and you can't hook LC Greenwood. He gets out into Tarkenton's face. He's containing Tarkenton, making him pull up, and I don't know who was MVP, but LC sure should have been one of the high vote getters.
Now here's White playing most of the ball game till they finally took him out of there with Morrissey. One time Tarkenton tried to go the other way that I can recall, and Dwight flattened him.
Dwight, I don't know how he did it, because I had breakfast with him this morning, and he told me he lost 10 or 15 pounds, and near that week, and he's out there fighting offensive linemen and containing him. He did a hell of a job. I didn't think he was going to play at all.
Well, that's Jack Ham, left linebacker Jack Ham. Congratulations, Jack. My goodness, they say he's the best in the league, and you don't want to argue about that. This is Myron Cope on WTAE, and we'll have more from the Steelers Super Bowl dressing room in a minute.
Get it tomorrow. This is Pittsburgh's #1 sports station with Myron Cope on sports, Pitt football and basketball. Plus,
the Pittsburgh Steelers, WTAE, AM and FM, Pittsburgh.
Back in the Steelers dressing room, yes, Dan Rooney, and the Steelers have the Vince Lombardi trophy. They've got the NFL championship. At what point in the game did you start to breathe? Maybe a little easy.
When Mike intercepted that pass, I guess there was a little over 2 minutes to go. I breathed easier, but I have to say that, all the way up, I had apprehension. But our team was really playing well, and, like we did 2 weeks ago in Oakland, you could see that I thought we had the best team and that we were going to prevail, and that, everybody just played so well. The defense just, really shut them out is what it gets down to, and it was just an outstanding thing and just wonderful.
Well, in a sense, it started out like in Oakland with Jarrella missing a field goal, and yet I suppose, the fact that they did not fall apart in Oakland just kept on coming was helpful to them this time around, because they had to say, well, we did it before, we'll do it again, and did it buoy up your sense of confidence?
Well, this team has done this really all year. When there was, Chuck Noll has always said that when you have problems that everybody has to pick it up, and that's what they did. We lost 2 linebackers today, and the other guys went in and really did a job. The defensive line was just outstanding, but really the offense came through when it was time to do something. The offense stuck with it and kept the ball and scored the points, and so, it was really just great from the team standpoint.
Dan, I haven't been able to... There's the... Hey, Plumber, come here. What's the injury report? Real fast on it, will you please? Come here. Congratulations, Dan Rooney. Stick around, Loren. Plumber, give me a fast injury rundown.
Well, basically, the linebackers are hurt probably more than anybody. Andy Russell's got a Charlie horse in the left leg. As you know, he left the game in the third quarter, didn't come back. Lambert got hurt just before the half, and he's got a pretty bad sprained ankle. We probably won't be able to determine how bad it is until we get back home. Other than that, Dwight's got a pinched nerve. He re-pinched that nerve, but I've never seen anybody play like he is, for the little time that he had to prepare. That's really about it. We really don't have too much other than that.
Are you telling me that it wasn't the reason for taking Dwight out was not because he had a little thing like pleurisy and needed to be sat down, but because he got a pinched nerve? That's why they took him out?
That's right, Myron. That's why they took him out.
Did you ever see a guy play as well under so much duress as Dwight White? Do you recall any other cases? Doctors told me no way this guy can play with pleurisy.
Never in all the years I've been a trainer. I've never seen any, because when I saw him Friday morning, when I went up and looked at him before we put him back in the hospital, I thought we were probably going to have to leave him in there until tomorrow when we came home. But this kid wanted to play so bad, and I've just never seen anything like it. But I think this typifies the Pittsburgh Steelers of 1974. I think this is why we're the world champions.
Yeah, Loren Toews, come here. Linebacker Loren Toews, who came in there when there was an injury, of course, to Russell. And Loren, now you had 3 guys come off the bench to play in that defense, and no sooner are you in that situation and you fumble the football, your offense does. Minnesota has it across midfield in your territory, and the signs seem to be saying, whoops, Minnesota's got it at just the right time when you guys are on the ropes from injuries. But you hung tough. Did you feel a little nervous in that situation? Like, gee whiz, we're going to get blamed if they do something with it.
No, you really don't have time to get nervous. I just try to mentally prepare myself the best I could during the week's practice. As you know, the second liners don't get that much work against our opponent's offense. It ends up by me and Ed and Marv end up running our opponent's defense most of the time. So we don't have that much preparation, but you do have to be prepared to play if called on to do so. And you don't have too much time to think about getting nervous. You just have to get mentally prepared for the next play and do the best you can.
Well, you guys more or less played it just the way you intended to. Stop them cold with your defense, jam it down their throat with your offense. And here's the guy who stepped in. He was called upon, and he did the job. Ed Bradley went in there at middle linebacker with Lambert hurt. Were you a little bit nervous having nothing less than a Super Bowl on the line?
Well, I'll tell you what, Myron, when I found out during halftime that I had to go in, my heart went right to my throat. I've been waiting all season long for an opportunity to play. Of course, Jack's been doing a super job. Little did I realize that it'd be in the biggest game of the year.
Well, you guys have some depth. I think that was proven today if it hadn't been proven before. How did you get the word at halftime?
Well, Jack sustained his ankle injury late in the first half, almost near the end of the first half. And when we came in here, trainers and doctors took a look at it and tried to retape it, but he just couldn't go on it. And so Ralph Berlin told the coaches, he couldn't go, and they said I had to step in. I'm next in line, so little did I realize it'd be in this game, though.
Hey, I got Mike Wagner here who intercepted the ball to put... Say, don't, now, let's start talking about things like that here. Oh, why not? He says, save some booze in Pittsburgh for me. He's ready to celebrate tonight. Sir, you're entitled.
Sure, I think so. It's been a long year. Kind of thirsty right now, too. Where's the champagne?
I imagine that they'll have a little of it tonight at that Steeler party that's coming up. Mike, your interception, Dan Rooney says, was the point where he was finally able to breathe easy. Let's go back. Did Oakland's pass game scare you more than Minnesota's?
Yes, by far more, because of the speed that Oakland had and the quality of their receivers. And, we just felt we had to contain Minnesota's short passing game, and we'd be able to stop their whole passing attack.
Do you realize that in 2 weeks now, in 2 games rather, you have given the Oakland Raiders and the Mini Vikes a total of, I would estimate, within a yard or two of accuracy, a total of, 38 yards rushing in 2 games.
Right. I didn't know anything about it. I didn't know how many yards we gave up Minnesota, but the front four just, had another great day. It's a pleasure to play back there. Had the best seat in the house.
Congratulations, Mike Wagner. Here's Jim Clack. My goodness, the guy who moved over to guard this year ended up as a Super Bowl lineman, a Super Bowl guard. Jim, what about Mr. Page?
Oh, he's a hell of a ball player, man. I think I did the job, and we'll see on the films, but I was really happy with the game. First of the game, I was a little tense, didn't know what to expect of him, and just said heck with it and settled down and came off the ball on him, and it paid off,
Yeah, I think one time in the first half I saw him run over you and get to the quarterback or intimidate him at any rate, but he's a great lineman, and he's going to do that, and I suppose if you hold him to once, you've had a heck of a game. Tell me this now, Dwight White, he's out there playing with pleurisy. They ended up taking him out because of a pinched nerve, not because he had the pleurisy and was hacking and coughing all over his victims. Were you guys giving him a lot of encouragement there? Were you talking to him, or just leaving him be and leaving him play his game?
We're just leaving him be, man. He's a hell of a ball player, and he's got all the guts in the world, and, we know what he's like, so people just stayed away from him, just said, Dwight, glad to have you back, and we knew he'd do the job, and that's the way every guy on this team is. Whatever it takes, they're going to go out there and play. Jack Lambert wanted to go in so bad, didn't know what to do when his ankle was hurt, but they just wouldn't let him. But he was fighting to go in, and everybody on his team was like that. That's the way it's been all year.
Well, it's some kind of ball team. Hey, there was that challenge that Mel Blount issued to Tarkenton to try him. There was on the same side where Blount plays white with his pleurisy, but it did not seem to me that Tarkenton made any special effort to challenge that side of the Steeler defense. From what you saw from the sidelines as an offensive player, do you agree with me?
Oh, yeah, I do, and I can see why. Why go with Mel? He's had a hell of a year, and he's a great cornerback, and he says what he wants to, and he can back it up. And if he can do that, he can do it. And I think probably... I think Tarkenton realized this, and he didn't see any reason to change his game plan to try to, go attack Mel, and he didn't.
Thanks so much, and congratulations. That's terrific, Jim Clack. Hey, Mel, come here, will you? Mel, you issued Tarkenton the challenge. You said, give me some action so I can win the MVP. He didn't give you much action, though.
Well, I didn't get the kind of action I thought I would get, but, like our defense man was so awesome out there today until, I don't even know how Tarkenton was thinking because the LC and all that front four was really pressing him, and, he really, a lot of passes he couldn't even get off, You
played center field well.
Oh, yeah, well, I play back there well all the time, Myron.
I mean, of course, I'm talking about that hit that Edwards put on John Gilliam at the 5-yard line and popped the ball 15 feet in the air and right down into your hands. That was some hit Edwards put on him, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, well, when I came off the sideline, I told the guys, don't give me the credit, give it to Glenn Edwards because he really made a great hit and knocked the ball up in there and wasn't nothing for me to do but catch it.
Did you feel at times today, then, the way the front four was playing it, you could use a rocking chair at cornerback?
Well, not really, because you can't ever relax out there, but I did feel real good because our front four was at their best today.
Hey, congratulations, Mel Blount. That's terrific. Good going, good going. Do I need to go to can I take another before the commercial? One more and wrap it up. Well, I got Jon Kolb here, and John, in the beginning, they said that guy's too small to play offensive tackle. Here you stand today, a Super Bowl starting tackle, second team All-Pro. How's it feel?
Well, first off, you were the one that was saying I was too small to play tackle, so it feels pretty good.
Did you feel as the game was proceeding in the first half that eventually the way you were going at them with that running attack, you would soften them up? Eventually they'd have to start to melt?
Well, I didn't know if they were going to melt. It wasn't really that hot out there, but I thought we were moving the ball. We got down and missed two field goals in scoring territory, and I thought if we just kept punching and didn't make the mistakes that we had made a couple times, that we'd score eventually.
Okay, I am sorry, but I got to go to a quick commercial, and thanks so much, and congratulations, Jon Kolb. Hey, this is Myron Cope on WTAE, and I'll have a final word from the Steelers dressing room in a minute. Here's the master planner himself, Chuck Noll. Chaz, it's great. I guess this is what you worked for your whole career.
No question about it, and you knew it all along, Myron, right?
Absolutely. Never had any doubts about it. L.C. Greenwood had to be the apple of your eye.
He played well, did a great job. The whole defensive line was super. Just looking over the game, thought it was very apropos that our defense would shut out a fine offensive unit like the Minnesota Vikings in the Super Bowl. I thought that was indicative of our whole season.
What brought about the decision to start Dwight White? Did he appeal to you? Did he say, you've got to start me? I've been here with this team all year. You can't let me down?
I think Dwight White playing in this ball game probably, again, is a great indication of what this football team has had in this playoff series. I'm talking about attitude, an attitude that they just weren't going to be denied. Hospital bed, all the doctors in the world weren't going to keep him out. In fact, they told me there's no way Dwight White's going to play. So you'd have to talk to Dwight White, and Dwight White said, I'm going to play. So we thought, well, we'd let him go out on the field and let him keel over in pregame warm-up. And when we drag him off there, then we wouldn't have to worry about it. But he survived pregame warm-up, and he survived the whole game playing very well. I think he symbolizes, the attitude that our whole defensive unit and our whole football team had. They were just going to get the job done. Nothing was going to get in their way.
Hey, Chuck, congratulations. It's just terrific. And now on to the College All-Star game.
Thanks, Myron.
Yes, I tell you. Do I got any more time here, Lou? Do I have any more time down here? Do I got to wrap it up? I got 2 more minutes. Get me Franco Harris. They passed the word. Won the MVP award. JD, will you get me another guest here? Dressing room. Oh, here's John Stallworth standing right beside me, and I'm looking around for guests. Hey, John, nice going. It's your rookie year, and here you are with the Super Bowl ring already, and a lot of dough.
Yeah, it's really nice to be here. You know, I came into camp wanting to play, and they gave me a chance to play, and I'm glad I was able to help the team some, you know. And hey, man, it's really great.
And you made some catches today with a lot of wrapping on your thumb. I understand that actually when you hurt your thumb in practice this week, although it's not unusual for a receiver to stove his thumb in practice, that it was pretty bad.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. I got some x-rays on him, and they said it wasn't fractured or anything, but it was swollen up pretty bad, and you know, I didn't catch any passes Wednesday, Thursday, a few Friday, and a few Saturday, and I didn't really know where I'd be able to catch today, but you know, I was, and I'm glad I was able to help the team.
Well, you didn't. Did you have to say ouch?
I heard it once in warm-ups, and that was all.
Congratulations, John Stallworth. Come here, Terry. Come here. Here's a guy. Now, he hasn't been playing, but I'll tell you something. If you want to say, look around and see what typifies the spirit of this Super Bowl team, the essence of it, the togetherness, the fact that they get along, pull for each other, you got to say it's all wrapped up in Terry Hanratty, because he never beefed. He's a guy with a quarterbacking background, but okay, if it didn't go his way, he didn't put up a squawk and cause a lot of waves or anything like that. And Terry, I think it's, you know, kind of what this whole team was about, and I think most of the guys, and they all love you, would agree with that.
No comment, Myron.
No, see what I mean? No. In other words, what I was trying to say is that you always gave it the sense of humor, and it's one of the great talents, really. But Terry, I know I'm embarrassing you with that kind of stuff. What do you got to say about this ball team?
This ball team hung tight for so many weeks before we really found ourselves offensively. Mainly, the defense played great all year. But I just can't say enough about it. Everybody was just in there fighting, and with the 2 games we put together against Oakland and Minnesota, nobody can say that we're not the best team in pro football.
No way they can. And Terry Hanratty, I'd like to present you with this beautiful Panasonic Tech 200. It's portable and works on AC or battery, has AM and FM, plus public service band high that gives you police, fire, and continuous weather reports. And that's the Super Bowl dressing room report, brought to you on WTAE by your nearby friendly stop-and-go food stores. You're in, you're out. That's what stop-and-go's all.